All right, fans. Hey, we're coming to you live from beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. The sun is shining, barely any clouds in the sky as we are getting set for the second semifinal game here for the Gulf South Conference Tournament. This matchup is going to be between the Chargers of Alabama Huntsville, the 2 seed coming into play, and of course the Lander Bearcats, the 3 seed, being introduced right now. Coming into play, Lander 8-7 overall on the season, finished 3-2 in conference play to lock in that 3 seed. For Alabama Huntsville, they finished overall at 11-6, so a very strong showing for the Chargers, and then 4-1 in conference play, with their only loss coming to the 1-seeded Flagler Saints. If you're just joining us, Flagler was able to win the first semifinal game by a score of 20-10. So they'll be hosting the winner of this game on their home field Sunday at noon. And Lander's all lined up and introduced. We're just wrapping up the Chargers on the other side. These two teams played each other, ironically, to end conference play. Alabama Huntsville was able to best Lander by a score of 19-11. And a big story coming into play here, Emmy Peterson, the leading scorer, most points in the Gulf South Conference. She is out with an injury, going to be out for the season. So looking for some other faces to step up are the Bearcats and Coach Bob DeSchill. Yeah, some other stats from that game. Shannon Finch was all over the place for the Chargers, had 5 goals in the win over Lander. Adding 4 was Sarah Cole, and then Noelle Coleman and Isadora Springer both had a hat trick as well. The story to watch for that game was, although Lander dominated, or maybe not dominated, but won in most categories, they were better on clears, ground balls, and had less turnover, did not have less turnovers. That was the biggest story. 20 turnovers for Lander. Alabama Huntsville only 13. And another big difference was on the draw controls. Alabama Huntsville coming into play here. They're 4th in the conference in draw controls, but dominated Lander in that category 18-13 in their last matchup. So both teams just about ready to hit the field. And we are just about set for the second semifinal game here in St. Augustine. Yeah, so it wasn't windy earlier, starting to pick up now. We'll see if that has any impact on the game. Shouldn't be anything too crazy. Definitely want to shout out a Flagler sponsor and a conference sponsor, Jersey Mike's, for providing some catering services for us today. I had the very delicious number 7. Of course I got it Mike's way before you ask. So both teams just about to leave their sidelines, and we will get set for the second semifinal game. So we'll see who's out for either side on the draw here. It'll likely be Izzy Olsen for Lander. She has been excellent on the draws so far this season for the Bearcats, finishing with 64 draw controls. And she'll make her way out to the center circle. She'll face off against Brianna Hamlin, who we have to shout out was just recognized before the game. Brianna Hamlin, this year's champion scholar athlete, so the highest GPA from any player in this championship weekend. Have to shout out Brianna for that. Great on the field, even better in the classroom, which, judging on her history, that is equally impressive. We're just about set, and we're off. So the ball goes up. Izzy Olsen had it for a second. Rattles around, and it's won by the Bearcats. This time it's Autumn Husky. Autumn Husky, that's a name that we are going to be saying a lot in this matchup. Husky coming into play here, 3rd in the conference in ground balls. 21st in per-game average. So Landers played a few less games than some of the other teams. So Husky likely would be leading in that category if they played a little more. Behind the cage, it's Brooke Kelly. Kelly works it up top to Ella Benson. Benson defended by Hamblin. Thought she had an angle there. She's just going to work it out to Alyssa Sukan. Sukan with a nice face dodge, rolls one just wide of the cage. And that's the first opportunity here. We're going to be seeing a lot of Alyssa Sukan with Emmy Peterson out for the Bearcats. So it's Casey Bronco up top. Bronco defended nicely by Talitha Goodman. And a turnover. The first one of the game ends up in the stick of Riley Kirby, number 15 for the Chargers. And she's bucking it down the sideline, able to work it up to Maya Bronson for the Chargers attack. So Bronson defended beautifully by Annabeth Baker. And the Chargers will just move it back up top. Oh, and we're going to get our first foul of the day. Looks like they're going to get Ella Benson. They're going to say she fouled Ava Fujinski. That's another name to watch, is Fujinski. So they work it down low, do the Chargers. Once again, Bronson, she works it up to Noelle Coleman. Coleman just barely able to save that one on the far side before it goes out of bounds and works it over to Baroth. Baroth, almost intercepted there. That would have been a nice play from Autumn Husky, who, like we said, we'll see her on the clears, defensively, ground ball scrums. She can do it all, can Autumn Husky. They get it back down low. Oh, the pass inside, shoot, and it's stuffed by Kara Crosby. Beautiful save by Crosby. It was a great cut by Sarah Cole. Just unable to finish it as Crosby stood tall. With just under 12 and a half to play in the first quarter, still searching for our first goal. Both defenses doing an excellent job so far. And a turnover forced. Looks like that was Ella Benson. It was. And Benson gets a play-on foul. She'll just work it back to Tiana Hall. And Hall works it up to Autumn Husky, who likely will try to clear it herself. Husky with Fujinski all over her. And they're going to say, yeah, that's going to be the first green card of the day. It'll go against the Chargers. That's Isadora Springer. She'll be in the box for 1 minute as the Bearcats go on the power play. So Husky works it back to Hall. Now Callaway Umstead. Umstead, gets it up to Casey Bronco, who makes the defender fall. Benson will back it out. They'll set up the power play. You wonder what kind of offense they're going to want to run on the man-up situations. Likely have a wheel concept in there, but also going to be looking right in front of the cage for some cutters curling. And there it is. And weaving around. A nice opportunity there from Mickey Burnett. Just goes high of the cage. Alyssa Sukan was behind, so possession stays. And that shot goes right into the turf. That was Izzy Olsen. And a tough play there. Not the best clear from goalkeeper Tori Ryan, through a bit of a hospital pass, but an excellent job by Allison Summerfield. One to catch it and then play through the contact. A nice play there by Ella Benson, but they're going to call her for a foul. Looks like Benson was about to force a turnover. The referees say nope. So the officials will get them set back toward midfield. Once again, it's Hamblin. And Hamblin will defer to Shannon Finch. Like we said, Finch had 5 goals in the win over Lander to wrap up conference play. Likely going to be saying her name early and often in this matchup. Here's Springer up top. Pass goes up to Bronson. Now it's Sarah Cole. The look inside. The shot, the fake, it is good. Ava Fujinski sitting right on top of the goal circle, able to get enough separation, throws a few fakes, and ever so softly rolls one past the goaltender, Crosby. And that's how this game will get underway in the scoring department. Ava Fujinski makes it a 1-0 Huntsville lead with 10:23 to play in the first. So I mistakenly said it was Izzy Olsen on the opening draw. It was Haley Von Aken. That's going to be the one who we likely see for the entirety of the game at the center circle for the Bearcats. We may see Alyssa Sukan a little bit, but predominantly it will be Von Aken. Draw goes back. Rattles around, and Hamblin ends up with it. Hamblin will take it herself, pass restraining, and set up another Chargers offensive possession. We'll see if they're able to add to their lead as Bronson has it behind the net. Looks inside to Fujinski. And it looks like we're going to get our first shooting space call of the day. And another great opportunity for Ava Fujinski from the 8-meter mark on the far side. And Fujinski will back it out, defer to Springer. Springer, a brilliant face dodge, shoots, and Crosby makes a great save. Shot at stick side high, and Crosby was ready for it, but what a move by Isadora Springer to free herself up and get a good opportunity. And the Bearcats work it up. Oh, almost a successful clear, but it falls right out of the stick of Amelia McCauley. And going the other way is Noelle Coleman as she works it up to Ava Fujinski. And just like that, the Chargers are right back on offense after they're able to force the turnover on the clear. Oh, and Fujinski's pass sails over the head of Bronson and ends up out of bounds. So both teams going back and forth, trading turnovers here early in the first quarter. Crosby will be the one to go get it out of bounds. She'll set up the clear from their alley in the defensive zone. Crosby works it up to Tiana Hall. Oh, and Umstead hits the deck, able to corral the ball. A nice play there, and Tiana Hall made a brilliant pass there. Autumn Husky just unable to catch it. And we're trading possessions once again as the Chargers go on the clear. Oh, and we're going to get our first offside call of the day. It'll be Mickey Burnett. They're going to say she went over the line. So another power play this time. It'll be for the Chargers. It's tough to tell from our angle how far or if Burnett went over, but the officials do have a better view than we do over here. So the Chargers working it around. Back up top. Ooh, a nice face dodge there. That was Dana Borsch. And the pass goes out of bounds, just out of the reach of Bronson. And Tiana Hall will pick it up. Still 36 remaining on the penalty. So Lander definitely want to get a clear. They've had 2 failed clears on back-to-back attempts. And now a man down, you just want to get it into the offensive zone and waste that clock. Great job by Gabrielle Canarella to complete the clear and get it past restraining. It'll be Casey Bronco working it back up top. And the penalty is released. So we're back to even strength as Mickey Burnett rejoins the Lander offense. Up top, it's Kayla Smith and Kylie Fergalick. Smith dodging down the alley. Oh, had a little bit of space and then a check that looked like it was to the head, or it might be a shooting space call. Oh, nope. Likely a dangerous check, so. Yeah, dangerous stick in the sphere is the call. So another penalty here. Both teams trading penalties as Allison Summerfield will serve a 2-minute time in the box. Still just the one goal from Ava Fujinski. That's been it so far. We'll see if Kayla Smith can net this one. Smith going to goal, shoots, and scores! Bounces one right out of the reach of Tori Ryan. And we are all knotted up at 1 apiece here. Great job by Kayla Smith getting downhill, throws a few fakes, and bounces one right into the top left corner. And a great job by the Bearcats taking advantage of the power play opportunity. Neither side able to capitalize to that point. And for Kayla Smith, not usually the leading goal scorer for the team, only 6 on the year, but she gets things started for Lander off of that excellent free position goal. 7:09 to play here in the first quarter. Once again, it's all tied up at 1 apiece. It'll be Von Aken and Finch at the center circle. Finch with her first draw of the day. This one goes back. Izzy Olsen, almost had it. Just barely unable to catch it. But Olsen picks up the ground ball, fights through traffic, and she will head the other way. Oh, and it's brilliantly picked off. That was Shannon Finch. She was anticipating that Lander was going to try and get the player out of the box the ball on that clear, and Finch backs it on out. She'll defer to Noelle Coleman. And now Springer taking it behind the net, falls. And that one is picked up by number 99, Ella Benson. Once again, Lander will go on the clear. This time it's Zoe Kuznets. Kuznets defended very closely by Sarah Cole. And they'll just work it to Autumn Husky, their clearing specialist. And Husky doing what she does so well, weaves her way through the defense and gets past restraining to set up another Bearcats offensive possession. Olsen working it over to Bronco. Now it's Benson up top on the near side. Now it's Sukan. Sukan and Olsen likely the two main offensive players to watch today for the Bearcats, but as we saw with Kayla Smith, a lot of different players can get involved for Lander. Oh, Izzy Olsen with a spin, and then she falls. Boy, the turf monster is out and about today. And Sarah Cole booking it the other way, takes it herself, works it up to Fujinski. Fujinski down to Springer. Oh, she almost had Shannon Finch curling on the other side. Tries to pass over the goal, and Crosby able to deflect it and force a turnover. Just over 5 to play here in the first. Crosby works it up to Tiana Hall. Hall looking for help. She has Kayla Smith. Smith with a nice fake. Springer bites. Oh, and an excellent check there. Forcing that one loose was Shannon Finch, all over the place so far in this game. Smith with a nice job just getting it past restraining, using the help from Gabrielle Canarella. And now it's Casey Bronco up top for the Bearcats, settling things down. So like we said, Lander without Emmy Peterson and all of her 74 points on the year. But Alyssa Sukan, a player to watch, more of an assist player, has 37 on the year, but also has 33 goals. So, hey, she can hurt you in a couple different ways, can Sukan. Here's Benson spinning. Had some space for a second, decides to back it out, shoots. Oh, just off the crossbar. A great chance there for Amelia McCauley. And this one goes up, and Benson ends up with it. Benson will just settle things down and reset that shot clock. Both teams have been going real fast and turning the ball over frequently. But you got to say the defense has been phenomenal so far on both ends, not giving an inch either way. So it's Fergala working with Smith up top. Smith works it over to the far side to Brooke Kelly. Kelly looking at Sukan, cutting. Sukan bounces one with the underhand shot. Alyssa Sukan right on cue, just what the Bearcats needed. And Sukan, second in the conference in points per game, shows you why right there. A brilliant underhand rolling finish to give Lander an early 2-1 lead. So we're right at the 3-minute mark remaining here in the first quarter. It's been a defensive battle, a complete shift from the earlier game where we had 8 goals in the first and second quarter respectively. Hey, it's tough to beat a team twice, and the Chargers from Huntsville are learning that right now as Lander has come out with a lot of force so far. This one goes up. We'll see who can get it, and it is Shannon Finch for the Chargers, able to win it. She works it up to Sarah Cole, who's just going to jog it on in. Megan Robertson works it back to Ava Fujinski behind the cage. Back to Robertson, unable to corral it. Just barely out of bounds, unable to save that errant pass. And another turnover for the Chargers. Crosby walking it up. She'll move it over to McCauley. McCauley, oh, a nice juke move on Springer. She'll just working on up to Canarella. Canarella works it to Brooke Kelly, and the Bearcats are back on offense. So it's Burnett and Frigala working it up top to Bronco Smith, and now Kelly. Lander in no rush, just trying to work the possession clock. Work it around, spread out this defense. And we've seen they like feeding the crease inside. Lander typically not big in the assist department unless it's Alyssa Sukan. Many of their goals come unassisted. But you think they probably need a different style of play here without Emmy Peterson, who is so effective dodging. And here's Kelly. Oh, a tough play there as Kelly loses possession. That's no shot. That goes out of bounds, and it will be Chargers ball going the other way. So Riley Kirby walking it up. Makes a long pass over, almost intercepted by Husky. But it goes out of bounds. They'll say possession to the Bearcats. Autumn Husky making a nice play, reading that pass. It was an ambitious pass from Kirby, but almost got it through. Oh, and now Springer with a great check. And the ball's rattling around. We'll see who comes up with it. And it is the Bearcats. Ends up in the hands of Amelia McCauley. So once again, it's Kayla Smith up top with Casey Bronco. Under 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lander will likely go into the second with the lead, but you think they're going to want to get one more before we go into the second quarter. Sukan looking to feed, looks inside. Oh, unable to connect. Looked like she was looking for Brooke Kelly there. And going the other way is Schiavone. Schiavone works it up to Bronson just as time expires. And the shot was not off in time. Would have been a save anyways. But that's how we will wrap up this first quarter. So Lander up 2-1 early on. Like we said, a defensive battle here in St. Augustine. We'll be back in a second for the second quarter of action. Don't go anywhere, folks. All right, folks, we're back here live in St. Augustine, Florida. Once again, if you're just joining us, we've had a day full of Gulf South Conference Tournament lacrosse. Flagler won the opening game. Right now, Lander is leading Alabama Huntsville by a score of 2-1. The winner will be facing off with Flagler here at noon on Sunday. So a lot at stake in this one. The defense is really showing it, as we only saw 3 goals collectively in that first quarter. It was even on the draw controls in the first, both sides with 2 apiece. The Chargers won in the ground ball department, but Lander with 6 shots to only 3 for the Chargers. We saw both teams turn it over 7 times each. So once again, we've said it a lot, the defenses have been phenomenal to start off this game. We'll see if the offenses can pick it up a bit. Kelly works it on out to Casey Bronco, now back up top to Izzy Olsen. Lander just looking to set up the offense, it looks like, moving pretty slow right now. Not in a rush. McCauley defers to Benson up top. Benson looks like she's going to dodge. Nope, she'll work it down low to Brooke Kelly. Kelly defended nicely by Allison Summerfield. She'll work it back up top to Benson. Benson with a spin, puts it in her left, spins back right, has an angle, shoots just over the cage. A beautiful take there by Ella Benson. Faked right, faked left, and then had an angle right. And if that ball was maybe 6 inches lower, that's a goal. Here's Bronco taking it in. Bronco shoots and stuffed. A great save by Tori Ryan on one of the better opportunities for the Bearcats so far. A high pass, but Goodman is able to pick it up. Goodman with the stick in her left, splits, and a great move there. Now in traffic with about 4 Bearcats surrounding her, and uses Hamblin as help, and Hamblin will complete the clear. So nice job. The Huntsville coaching staff telling Springer to just go. Coach Casper. Oh, and Cole had her man open there. That was Shannon Finch. Ball got deflected, but picked up by Maya Bronson. Springer to Bronson. Up top, oh, the quick stick goal would have been nice, but the refs blew the whistle just before the pass got off anyways. So that foul is going to be against Callaway Umstead, number 36, sporting the helmet out there. And we'll see Sarah Cole from a pretty favorable position at the 8-meter mark. Cole looking like she's going to shoot. She does! Oh, just barely misses wide left. But Springer able to get there. Coach Casper telling her to go. Springer's just going to back it out. Coleman gets it back up top. And here's Finch dodging right down the alley, works it behind the cage. Bronson in front. Oh, it's deflected. Olsen nearly had it. Nope, there's going to be another foul call here. So the officials will deliberate on that foul, and we'll see another free position here for the Chargers. This time it's going to be Courtney Baroth. Baroth shoots low and bounces it with the left hand right past Crosby. And way to take advantage of the opportunity there. Baroth wasting no time. Took maybe one step and just fired the bounce shot. Crosby almost had it, just a split second too late. And with 12:11 to play in the first half, we are all knotted up at 2. It looks like it's Allison Summerfield on the draw for the Chargers. Can't tell if that's Summerfield or Dana Borsch. Nope, it's Summerfield. And once again, Von Aken on the draw for the Bearcats. So once again, tie score here. These draws are going to be so important in a close game like this, as Husky is fouled, and she will pick it up and go the other way. Oh, Fujinski runs right into her. Yeah, they're going to give her a warning. And Husky will simply work it back to Umstead. Umstead works it all the way across. It's Canarella. Chargers defending this clear beautifully, but Canarella just barely able to get it down to Fergala. She'll work it on the far side to Kelly. It's been long possessions both ways. The Chargers a little more downhill, looking to go faster. Lander all about possession and wearing down the defense. Bronco defended closely by Goodman. Bronco has a step. No one picks her up. Right in front of the cage, Bronco scores! Through a fake, it almost seemed like she didn't realize how wide open she was. And then the Red Sea parts, and she goes directly through it. A beautiful finish there, and the score is back to a 1-goal lead for the Bearcats, now 3-2. Casey Bronco, 15 goals, 4 assists on the season. Gets her first one of conference tournament play here to give Lander a lead with 11:15 to play here in the first half. So we'll do it again from the center circle. The officials get them set. They are. And we're off once again. So this one rattles around. They're going to say possession to the Chargers. Isadora Springer will take it into the offensive zone. Oh, and a beautiful read by Tiana Hall, intercepting the pass intended for Maya Bronson. Tiana Hall has been all over the place so far in this one, doing it on the clears and on defense. And they work it up to Fergala, and Fergala will finish the clear herself. And it's another possession on offense for the Bearcats. A night and day difference from the game that they lost against Alabama Huntsville. Oh, works it up. Sukan with a nice catch. Looks inside the pass, shoots and scores! Mickey Burnett on the cut. Sukan with a pinpoint accurate pass. And Lander now with a 2-goal lead off the goal from Burnett, assisted by Sukan. And Sukan set that up, made a tough catch. Looking in her pass, just freed herself up enough to be able to make a pass. And when you give her even an inch of space, she is so accurate on those feeds. And credit to Mickey Burnett for recognizing the ball was in Sukan's hand, so I better cut. So a quick 2-goal swing for Lander, forcing the turnover and getting downhill quick. Not normally the MO for them like we mentioned, but it's working as Autumn Husky with the draw control here. Oh, and we're seeing the frustration start to come out as Hamlin fouls Husky. Yeah, that's going to be a green card against Hamlin. That was as clear as they come. And they're going to get her for a cross-check. So a 1-minute penalty. Lander will be on the power play. Smith works it back to Autumn Husky. Husky's just going to work it down to Ella Benson. And Lander will set up the power play offense. And this would be a huge one. 3 goals is not nearly an insurmountable lead at this point in the game, but considering they lost to the Chargers by 8 to end their season, Lander would love a finish here, and a great cut there. It was Amelia McCauley looking for the quick stick opportunity, and Tori Ryan stands tall. The ball goes right into her stick, and a huge save there from Ryan. Still 20 on the penalty, but the Chargers get a little bit of breathing room. Ryan, no one to work with. Sukan all over her. Throws it into the middle of the field, but it does work out as Noelle Coleman was coming to her. And Coleman will take it past midfield herself, weaving her way through 2 defenders. They're going to get Ella Benson for a green card now, so a lot more penalties than the earlier game. And just as the Lander power play ends, one starts for the Chargers. So a huge swing if you're a Huntsville fan. It looked not dire, but once again, a 3-goal deficit is tough to claw your way out of. Instead, they're going the other way to try and make it a 1-goal deficit. So here's Bronson. Bronson looking to feed. Decides against it and works it back up top to Cole. Cole inside. Here's Finch. Oh, Finch just works it on out. And there's a shooting space call. So that'll set up Noelle Coleman for an 8-meter free position from the far side. More of a low percentage area, but we'll see what she elects to do if they send any cutters from the far side. Coleman looked like she was backing it out. Still gets the shot off wide of the cage, but serves as a nice possession shot for the Chargers. Here's Springer looking up top. Had Cole, and a beautiful deflection by Autumn Husky. And Husky is fouled once again. It looks like someone's down on the field. Looks like that's Sarah Cole. She is up and moving. So happy to see that. So we'll stop play here ever so briefly, let Cole get off the field. But it'll be Lander on the clear with Callaway Umstead with the ball in her stick. 5 seconds remaining on the penalty. And the penalty releases. So just as Callaway Umstead forces the clear, we're back to even strength with just over 8:15 to play here in the second. Izzy Olsen up top. Defended brilliantly by Baroth. Oh, a nifty catch there by Ella Benson with one hand. Saves a turnover. Benson thinking about it. Oh, spins again. Ella Benson going downhill, shoots and scores. Throws her stick down in celebration. Ella Benson, have a day. These spin moves are phenomenal. And she finishes low, right out of the reach of Tori Ryan, the goalkeeper, to extend the Lander lead to 3. It's now 5-2. So Ella Benson making her presence felt here early and often. And with 7:53 to play here in the first half, it's a 2-goal lead for Lander, and they do not look like they're letting up. And if you're the Chargers, you got to be thinking this is a completely different Lander team from when they faced off back on April 20th. So another draw, been fairly even in this category up to this point. Ball goes back. Olsen almost had it. Oh, and down goes a player for the Chargers. No call as Autumn Husky spins and frees herself into some space. Husky takes it past restraining and just will try and get it to the offense. Husky's so quick, it's tough to defend her, even though she's not necessarily an offensive specialist. Here's Benson, picks up her own ground ball. Benson going downhill, almost had a chance at another. And yeah, we're going to get a foul called against the Chargers, so Ella Benson setting up for a free position from the 8-meter mark. And boy, would this be a gut punch to Huntsville right now. They cannot afford to let this one go in. So we'll reset the game clock to 7:13 remaining in the half. Let's see if Benson can beat Ryan. She's almost certainly going to shoot. She does. Oh, didn't have a great angle, and it's stuffed by Ryan. And that is a huge play defensively for Huntsville. Once again, you're not out of it if you're down 4. But boy, it just makes it harder and harder to come back. Riley Kirby moves it up to Courtney Baroth. Baroth throws a fake. Brilliantly executed. Now she's trapped right by the sideline, stays in. They're going to say she went out of bounds. A turnover there for the Chargers. And the Bearcats are going back on offense as they work it up to Brooke Kelly. Boy, the Lander Bearcats came to play today. Whether it's defending the clears, defending the Chargers offense, they have been fantastic all over the field. And it's not just one player. That time we'll have to shout out Mickey Burnett. We saw her score, but then forcing the turnover as well. A lot to love if you're a Lander fan right now. So it's Izzy Olsen up top. Works it down to Brooke Kelly. Kelly defended very closely by Allison Summerfield. Now they switch off. And it's Schiavone working on Kelly. Kelly couldn't get anything, and Summerfield just going to pick up the errant pass. And the Chargers were going to take it the other way. The pass to the goalkeeper, Ryan, was like a flip pass, but it did not work at all. Nearly a costly turnover in a tough spot of the field. Instead, the Chargers will go on the clear And this time Dana Borsch gets it up to Fujinski. And the Chargers have something here. Fujinski's going to back it out. Let the rest of the midfield join her in the offensive zone. Here's Borsch. Moves it on over to Barath. Barath works it down low to Bronson. Bronson looking in front. Picked off by Crosby. Kara Crosby playing a little defense of her own. And a perfect pass up to Izzy Olsen. Olsen's crossing midfield. Sarah Cole doing a nice job catching up with her. And Coach Bob DeSchill is going to call a timeout for the Bearcats with 4:45 to go here in the first half. So we'll take a break here. The score, Lander 5, Huntsville 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is shaping up to be a great matchup.
We are explorers, pioneers, leaders. We are makers, visionaries, problem solvers. We are passionate, transformative. We are Chargers. Expand your horizons at UAH.
You've envisioned it before, your future. It's big and it's bold. Now, it's time to make it happen. Our experienced faculty and friendly staff work to provide a personalized and supportive academic experience that most institutions cannot match. Lander University offers fast, flexible, and affordable online and graduate programs for those who want to launch their career path to the next level. When you launch with Lander, the world will take notice. Learn more today at www.lander.edu.
All right, folks, out of the timeout here. Once again, the score, Lander 5, Huntsville 2. It'll be Lander ball on the far side. They've done an excellent job both offensively and especially defensively, forcing several turnovers. Feels like anytime Huntsville has an opportunity, it's either a turnover or a Kara Crosby save. So it's Kayla Smith with the ball. We'll see if the Bearcats can extend their lead. Smith looking like she's going to dodge, backs it on out. Here's Kelly up top, back to Smith. Fergala defended closely by Brianna Hamblin. Fergala gets a bit of a step. Oh, and a collision in front of the goal. They're going to call it a charge against Fergala. Fergala looked like she had a step, but some great help defense there causes the turnover. A huge break for the Chargers. And Springer with a nice move to free herself up. And Springer just does it all herself, taking that one past restraining. So we'll see if the Chargers can dip into this 3-goal deficit. There's more than enough time for them to come back in this one before the half. Oh, Sarah Cole with a juke, shoots and scores! Cole planted and then kept going right, threw off the defense there, and able to bury that one just off stick side hip of Kara Crosby. And that charge call proves to be very big right now, as not even a minute later, the Chargers get downhill and make it a 2-goal game. So it's 5-3, Lander still out in front. 3:39 to play here in the first half. It'll be Von Aken and Shannon Finch on this draw. Sarah Cole and Courtney Barath outside the circle for the Chargers. On the other side, it's Burnett and Autumn Husky for Lander. And both Burnett and Husky can't say enough about the job they've both done today. Husky more the defensive specialist, Burnett more so offense, but Burnett has been doing it all. And there's a turnover there. They're going to say the Chargers released early. So Brooke Kelly will take it herself, work it back out to Alyssa Sukan, and the Bearcats will make their substitutions. Lander's been patient for almost every offensive possession. We saw them on this field against Flagler. Although they didn't get the win, it was a very promising showing how they don't need to go, just wait for your opponent to make the mistake. And Fergala frees herself up, tries to work it to Kelly, but the pass got deflected. Kelly looking up top, pass is intercepted. That time it's Talitha Goodman, and she will work it back to Riley Kirby. And Kirby's just going to take it herself now. She'll work it up to Hamblin, who drops it. Brooke Kelly picks up the ground ball in the middle of the field. And then Kelly proceeds to lose it. It's rattling around, and Hamblin wins it back. Great hustle from Brianna Hamblin. If you're just joining us, we honored Brianna Hamblin before the game, the champion scholar athlete of the Gulf South Conference. And Dana Borsch takes it herself behind the cage. Tiana Hall with some nice defense there guarding Maddie Leaflander. Leaflander turns it over, and Crosby has it. And Lander will once again go on the clear. Just under 2 to play in the first half. Here's Tiana Hall walking it up. Nice pass up to Fergala by Hall. And Fergala gets it past restraining. Almost goes out of bounds. Some great defense there by Barath. She's able to work it over to McCauley, and now Sukan. 30 seconds separate the shot and game clock, so Lander can't hold it for the last shot. They're looking to get one more before halftime. Pass hits the deck, but Ella Benson has plenty of space to get it herself. And the Chargers playing a little more aggressive defense here, pushing out on the majority of the Lander offense. Sukan, you got to be careful, but Riley Kirby, one of the better defenders here for the Chargers. And there's a nice turnover forced by the Chargers. That time it was Talitha Goodman. She has been all over Brooke Kelly, not giving her an inch of space. So it'll be Riley Kirby with the ball to set up the clear. Lander guarding the goalie, Tori Ryan. So you wonder if Kirby will just take it herself or defer to Ryan, let her walk it up. As we still have 57 seconds, so plenty of time for either side to have a possession and a goal. And boy, would this be huge for the Chargers. If they're able to net one going into half, only make it a 1-goal deficit, that would give them plenty of momentum, as they have not been the better team so far, but overall in the season, they clearly were. They work it down low. Here's Fujinski. Defended brilliantly there. That time it's Annabeth Baker who was guarding her. Up top is Barath, under 30 to play. Cole works it up top. Pass goes to Borsch, and a shooting space call. So a huge opportunity here for Dana Borsch with 21.4 remaining in the half. We mentioned it would be huge to go into the half only down 1 as opposed to 2. Borsch shoots and buries it bottom right. Crosby is furious that she didn't stop that one, but it's always tough on those free position shots from the center of the cage. A high percentage look and a great finish by Dana Borsch. Dana Borsch, all 11 points this year were on goals. That was a great finish there. One, setting herself up to get the shooting space call. Looked like there was a lot of traffic if she was going to shoot that, probably a lower percentage. Drawing the penalty, though, able to get herself into a high percentage situation and capitalize on it. That is a big goal for Huntsville. So still plenty of time. Never know if either side gets a fast break here. We could see another go in before the half. Just about 20 seconds to play. And this one goes toward the Chargers' offensive zone. And they're going to say it's Chargers ball. The clock is running, just under 10. Sarah Cole going in. Ella Benson defending. Cole trying to get any sort of space. Throws it up, and that's how the first half will end. So the horn sounds. What a first half. Back and forth. Both teams showing a lot of signs of hope. Lander leads going into the half 5-4. And we'll take a 10-minute break here. So don't go anywhere, folks. Once again, the score 5-4, Lander out in front. We'll take a 10-minute break here, and we'll be back for the second half of action.
We are explorers, pioneers, leaders. We are makers, visionaries, problem solvers. We are passionate, transformative. We are Chargers. Expand your horizons at UAH.
You've envisioned it before, your future. It's big and it's bold. Now, it's time to make it happen. Our experienced faculty and friendly staff work to provide a personalized and supportive academic experience that most institutions cannot match. Lander University offers fast, flexible, and affordable online and graduate programs for those who want to launch their career path to the next level. When you launch with Lander, the world will take notice. Learn more today at www.lander.edu.
All right, fans, we're out of the halftime break, just getting set for the second half of action here at Flagler Field in St. Augustine, Florida. If you're just joining us, Lander won the first half. They're leading by a score of 5-4. 5 different Bearcats scored goals for them. It was Alyssa Sukan, Ella Benson, Mickey Burnett, Casey Bronco, and Kayla Smith. On the other side for the Chargers, same deal. Courtney Barath, Sarah Cole, Dana Borsch, and Ava Fujinski, all with 1 apiece. The first half was predominantly all Lander, but toward the end, the Chargers started to show a lot of fight, and they win the first draw control, a category they did not win in the first half, so that's a good sign if you're a Huntsville fan. And we'll see if they can even things up here. Working it back over to the far side. Here's Sarah Cole. Cole moves it over. This time it's Barath. Barath back up top to Cole. And deflected. Izzy Olsen makes a brilliant play. Forces it out of the restraining box, but Brianna Hamblin was ready for it. Nonetheless, a great play there by Izzy Olsen to nearly force what would have been a nice turnover to start off this second half. Maya Bronson, defended by Baker, throws it up top, and it deflects right into the stick of Izzy Olsen. Izzy Olsen everywhere defensively, being chased down by Isadora Springer. And Olsen able to work past her, gets it on up to Mickey Burnett. What a job by Izzy Olsen. First the defense and then taking the clear herself. That is a huge momentum swing after losing the draw control. And the Bearcats will set up their first offensive possession here of the second half. So it's Sukan behind the net, defended by Riley Kirby. Sukan looking, doesn't have a cutter. Just backs it out, this time a face dodge. Kirby not giving an inch. And Sukan will defer to the midfield. This time it's Ella Benson. We saw Benson with a couple nice spin moves that led to goals. And she was fouled. It looks like she'll set up from the 12-meter, not the 8. So not a great scoring opportunity, but nonetheless, this will force some slides if they're able to move the ball quickly. And nope, Olsen will just back it out, and they'll slow things down, will the Bearcats. Benson has a step. Looks inside. Oh, the pass deflected right into the ground. She had Mickey Burnett for a second, as she had just a bit of space beating Talitha Goodman. Ryan on the clear gets it up to Hamblin. And now it's Schiavone taking it herself across, restraining. Schiavone to Springer. Springer almost out of lane there. But that lane was closed very quickly by Gabrielle Canarella. Bronson back up top to Sarah Cole. Here's Springer, likely going to see her dodge at some point on this possession, likely her or Cole. They're playing a little two-man game up top as Springer dodges left, has a cutting Cole. Cole weaving her way through traffic, stopped by Kara Crosby. Kara Crosby, her third save of the contest, and boy, was that a big one. So we said it all throughout the first half. One, the defensive play from both teams has been phenomenal, but the goalkeepers, Tori Ryan and Kara Crosby, have been standouts. And while the other game, the one between Flagler and Lee, had 16 first-half goals, just 9 in this one. That's in part to the strong defense played by both sides. So we'll see if Lander can extend their lead on this possession. Up top, it's Burnett, moving it over to Izzy Olsen. Here's Sukan working it behind the cage. Oh, ball hits the turf ever so quickly. Casey Bronco wrapping around and looked inside for Burnett. That was an ill-advised pass. And the ball goes up, rattles around, and Riley Kirby ends up with it. Kirby so quick going the other way, works it up to Fujinski, who drops it for a second, but picks up her own ground ball. And Fujinski takes it herself past the restraining line into Charger territory. Here's Shannon Finch coming around the cage looking to feed. Moves it up top to Coleman, who loses it, but then gets her own ground ball. Boy, a lot of balls hopping around here, but no turnovers from any of them. Maya Bronson works it out to Springer. Springer directing traffic, works it back up top to Barath. Barath, the nice juke. Izzy Olsen sticks with her. Springer down low. And we're going to get a shooting space. So it'll be far side in a tougher position to shoot from, but we will have Courtney Barath getting an opportunity to net her second goal of the contest, or we'll see if she elects to back it out. She's not going to. Comes in, shoots, and scores! Courtney Barath ties us up at 5 apiece. Not a great angle on that free position, but she kept weaving her way through and just barely able to beat Kara Crosby on the right side of the cage. And once again, it's all knotted up now, a 5-5 game between Lander and Huntsville. So Huntsville now 3 for 4 on free positions, making the most of those opportunities. Both teams have really cleaned things up after each had 7 turnovers in the first period, only 3 in the second. But we've already seen some tough defense continuing in the second half, forcing several turnovers. But it results in the Courtney Barath goal, the first one of this second half. So the draw goes up. Goes toward the Lander offensive zone. Still a scrum for the ball. We'll see who picks it up. It is the Chargers. So Goodman picked up the ground ball, running around, finds her man. That time it's Noelle Coleman. And Coleman takes it past restraining, and hey, the Chargers, if they can net one here, it'll be their first lead of the contest. Here's Fujinski. Had a step, backs it on out. Now it's Finch. Springer, nice move, defended very well by Autumn Husky. It's a name we said a lot in that first half. Fujinski backs it out to Springer. Springer looks inside the pass. Oh my goodness, what a goal by Maya Bronson. I have no idea how that pass got through or how Bronson got the shot off, but nonetheless, just softly bounces it past an unsuspecting Kara Crosby. And just like that, the Chargers have their first lead of the game. It's now 6-5. They're on top with 2 third-quarter goals. So Springer was working on the defense there, just kept backing it out, finally makes a move. You weren't sure where she was going with it. And for the most of this game, those passes have not gone through. I think Bronson was a little surprised to even catch it and just flicked the stick ever so softly and was able to finish. So a huge goal for Huntsville and a huge, huge swing. After being down 5-2, they've scored 4 unanswered. This one goes straight up. Ball deflects and ends up in the stick of Sarah Cole for Huntsville. Britt Kelly chasing her, unable to take that one away, and it's another Chargers possession. Boy, they are dominating the draw controls and the possession arrow in this third quarter. Fujinski loses it. Mickey Burnett picks it up from pass restraining. And Burnett defended closely by Hamblin. Able to free herself to Fergala. Fergala coming down. Oh, they had a fast break opportunity. Fergala just unable to get that pass off. Oh, and a great play by McCauley. An even better save by Tori Ryan. They're going to say McCauley went inside the goal circle, so it's a turnover there. And you're not sure if Fergala saw her or wasn't able to get the pass off, but McCauley was curling right in front of the cage. Fergala backed it out and then still had her, but Tori Ryan standing tall makes a brilliant save to give the Chargers possession once again. Hamblin, a great clear, just gets it down to Shannon Finch. Now it's Maya Bronson behind the cage. Fujinski works it on over to Barak. Back up top to Fujinski, now Springer. Springer puts it in her left, beats her man, goes inside, the shot is good! Shannon Finch off the assist from Isadora Springer. And this third quarter has been all Huntsville. They have led it 3-0. And the total score now up to 7-5, the Chargers in front. We said it all first half. The defense was particularly brilliant from the Bearcats, especially considering they just lost to Huntsville 19-11 back on the 20th. And Huntsville charging their way to a 2-goal lead. The Bearcats decide they're going to call a timeout and stop this bleeding. We'll take a 2-minute break here. Don't go anywhere, folks. The score 7-5, Huntsville leading Lander.
We are explorers, pioneers, leaders. We are makers, visionaries, problem solvers. We are passionate, transformative, We are Chargers. Expand your horizons at UAH.
You've envisioned it before, your future. It's big and it's bold. Now, it's time to make it happen. Our experienced faculty and friendly staff work to provide a personalized and supportive academic experience that most institutions cannot match. Lander University offers fast, flexible, and affordable online and graduate programs for those who want to launch their career path to the next level. When you launch with Lander, the world will take notice. Learn more today at www.lander.edu.
All right, fans, out of the timeout here. If you're just joining us, the score is Huntsville 7, Lander 5. The first half was back and forth. Lander led at the half 5-4, but 3 straight goals to start off the third quarter have put the Chargers of Huntsville on top. It's 5 total unanswered goals. The lead was 5-2 for Lander. Since then, the Chargers have been fantastic offensively and defensively. So we'll see if that timeout can spark some momentum for the Bearcats. Draw goes up. It's Husky and Cole battling for it. And Husky able to pick up the ground ball. A huge draw control there for the Bearcats. It feels like they have struggled to even get a possession here in the second half. It's been all Chargers. Oh, a nice spin move. That's Callaway Umstead. And Umstead gets it past restraining herself. Once again, a great move there by Callaway. And the Bearcats will set up a possession. So only down 2, plenty of time left. You figure they need to stop this momentum, and a goal would go a long way right now. Brooke Kelly behind the cage. Works it up top to Sukan. Forces a shooting space. What a heads-up play by Alyssa Sukan. Through the fake, knew she wasn't going to be shooting that. Forces the free position from the far side, and we'll see if she can connect. Backs it out. Oh, and a sidearm shot, low to high. That is the smoothest goal we've seen in any game so far today. Alyssa Sukan with a left-handed finish. Once again, low to high, just clinking it right under the pipe. And that's a huge goal for the Bearcats. Like we said, stop the bleeding, and it's back to a 1-goal deficit now, 7-6. Huntsville out in front. So we'll do it again from the center circle. Von Aken will be matching up against Shannon Finch for the Chargers. 6:35 to play here in the third. Like we mentioned, back and forth all game between these two sides. And Kirby had it for a second, unable to pick it up. Autumn Husky with some great hustle. Husky picks it up, playing a little hockey to herself, and then picks up another ground ball. Autumn Husky. I know that's a name I've said a lot today, but there is a great reason why. Autumn Husky has been everywhere for the Bearcats. And here's Mickey Burnett. Oh, has Casey Bronco. Oh, the pass just a little behind her. If she saw that 2 seconds sooner, Casey Bronco was alone with just the goalkeeper, Tori Ryan. No matter, though, still a Lander possession. They're looking to tie this game up at 7 apiece. It's Brooke Kelly behind the cage, defended by Summerfield. Kelly goes right, shoots, and it's stuffed by Ryan. Beautiful save as Tori Ryan steps up into the face of Brooke Kelly. And a one-handed catch on the clear by Allison Summerfield. Summerfield works it up to Finch. And a quick clear there for the Chargers, and they go back on offense. That was very close to being a tie game, as Brooke Kelly made a great move to free herself up, just barely couldn't finish as Tori Ryan was right in her grill. So here's Springer working it up top to Fujinski. Here's Springer, works it behind the cage. Bronson, and Bronson is fouled by Annabeth Baker. Bronson works it back up top to Barath. Looks inside, defers to Fujinski up top. Now it's Finch behind the cage. Looks up top to Springer. Springer on the far side, dodging down the alley. Works it just out in front. Had a good look there. She had Shannon Finch curling. Just out of reach was the pass. And Crosby's pass on the clear up to Izzy Olsen. Izzy Olsen has some space. She's directing traffic, telling her girls to set up the fast break, and Olsen will back it out, defer to Mickey Burnett. But nonetheless, great defense once again by the Bearcats to force a turnover. And they have another opportunity to tie this one up. So the Bearcats bench calling out the plays. It's Brooke Kelly behind the cage. Kelly looking like she wants to dodge, splits left. Around the cage, looks up top, gets it to Burnett, who has a step, shoots, and scores! Mickey Burnett ties this one up at 7. And it all started with a brilliant move by Brooke Kelly, freeing up space, finding Burnett. And Burnett beats her man right away, had one step of separation, and that was one step too many. And for Burnett, that's her second goal of the contest. We are all tied up at 7. So the back and forth game continues. It was all Lander at first, then it was all Huntsville, and now Lander with back-to-back goals in the last, say, 3 minutes or so. And we still have plenty of time left, 3:43 left in only the third quarter. Neither team able to separate so far. So this one goes back toward the Lander offensive zone. Sarah Cole easily picks up the ground ball, puts it in her left, and works it up to Springer. So something we mentioned at the beginning of the first half, it was all Lander on the draws early, but this third quarter, Huntsville has done a much better job winning the draws. And it felt like for 6 minutes, Lander barely had possession at one point. And a foul called against Fergala, so Sarah Cole will work it down to Isadora Springer. Springer, so shifty, making the Lander defense work. Fujinski looks inside. Oh, had a step for 1 second, did Noelle Coleman, and that one is good. Sarah Cole, before I can finish my thought, Sarah Cole rips one low past Kara Crosby. And the back and forth match continues. Huntsville's back on top by a score of 8-7. So we see Huntsville, they like to get going a little faster than, say, a Lander does. And in Huntsville, it was Springer working on the defense, couldn't get anything. They reverse field, whip it around, and they find Cole right in front of the net. Cole able to finish low past Kara Crosby, which not an easy task. Kara Crosby so effective in goal. Her and Tori Ryan both having phenomenal games. So it'll be Von Aken and Finch once again. No changes yet on that throughout this game. And it's been pretty even. Lander has a slight edge. And this one goes up. They're going to say false start. Possession Lander. Husky picks it up and takes it past restraining. Husky looking for any sort of help. She's getting double teamed, but able to work it out to Mickey Burnett, who defers to Brooke Kelly. So once again, phenomenal play by Autumn Husky. So just over 2:20 to play here in the third. Lander looking to tie this game up at 8. The Chargers looking to force a turnover and extend their lead. Kirby all the way out on Alyssa Sukan. Can tell that's a big coaching adjustment they had to make. And Sarah Cole picks up the errant ground ball as Kirby was able to force the turnover against Sukan. Cole up to Springer. A bit of a fast break here for the Chargers. Springer, tried to split. Lost it for a second. And Fergala with a great ground ball. Works it up to Mickey Burnett. And we're going the other way. Burnett throws a fake. And here's a fast break. Burnett coming down. Oh, she had Bronco for a second. Didn't pass it. Works her way through and is fouled. So a great job there by Kylie Fergala to force the turnover, or pick up the ground ball, and then works it up to Mickey Burnett, who gets the fast break going and sets herself up nicely for an 8-meter free position here on the near side. Burnett, and a brilliant check. That time it was Goodman who just barely got the stick on it, but hit her in the right spot. And that is a phenomenal play by Talitha Goodman. And we're going to get a yellow card on Mickey Burnett. And the momentum swings are crazy. Right as it looks like Lander's about to get into it, Burnett gets checked and commits a foul. It looked like it was a yellow card, so a 2-minute penalty. And that is huge for the Chargers. They can hold it. Excuse me, they can. Yeah, had to do some math there, but a minute 25 is 85 seconds with 90 on the shot clock. So if they want, they can hold it. Or they can try and extend their lead first, which I have a feeling is what they're going to try and do. So the ball's worked up. This time it's Noelle Coleman. Coleman with Amelia McCauley defending her, able to beat her and 3 other Bearcats defenders. Loses it for a second, but able to pick up her own ground ball. Here's Finch. Looking for cutters. Had Bronson for a second. Under 1 to play here in the third quarter. Here's Borsch. And Borsch, the pass soars over Ava Fujinski's head. And with just under 45 to play in the third, Lander with one more opportunity. And you got to think they'll probably want to just hold it and get possession here in the fourth quarter. So Crosby walking it up. Works it up to Callaway Umstead. Umstead defended brilliantly by Isadora Springer. Works it back to Tiana Hall. And Hall gets it to Crosby, who will hold it. Springer's going to come get her. The pass up. A dangerous pass, but it was pinpoint from Crosby. And Tiana Hall just holding it as time expires. She'll take it herself past restraining. And that's how this quarter will end. So we went into the quarter with Lander up 1. We exit with Huntsville up 1. The score 8-7. Don't go anywhere, folks. It's going to be an exciting finish here in St. Augustine between Lander and Huntsville.
We are explorers, pioneers, leaders. We are makers, visionaries, problem solvers. We are passionate, transformative. We are Chargers. Expand your horizons at UAH.
You've envisioned it before, your future. It's big and it's bold. Now, it's time to make it happen. Our experienced faculty and friendly staff work to provide a personalized and supportive academic experience that most institutions cannot match. Lander University offers fast, flexible, and affordable online and graduate programs for those who want to launch their career path to the next level. When you launch with Lander, the world will take notice. Learn more today at www.lander.edu.
All right, fans, we're just getting set for the fourth quarter of action here at Flagler Field in St. Augustine. If you're just joining us, I don't know why you would so late, but people are busy. It's Huntsville 8, Lander 7. It's been a back-and-forth game the entire time. Neither team wants their season to end, and the winner of this will take on the home Flagler Saints, the 1 seed. Now, Huntsville's the 2, Lander's the 3, but if you've watched this entire game, you really haven't seen a difference. They are both playing some outstanding lacrosse. It'll be more of the same. Shannon Finch and Haley Von Aken at the center circle for the opening draw. Crowd getting into it as well. Once again, neither team wants their season to end. And the big stories of the game, the draw controls. Lander has won the majority of those. They've won 10, Huntsville 8. But in the third quarter, you saw Huntsville go on that run, and it all started off the draw. And there's Riley Kirby doing a nice job winning that one. Works it up to Sarah Cole, and now Isadora Springer. Here's Fujinski. Oh, a nice spin move by Fujinski. Shoots, and it's blocked by Crosby. Beautiful play there. Fujinski gave herself enough separation. You thought she had a great angle on it. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a hold. That's going to be a green card against Sarah Cole. Incidental, of course, not intentional, but they're going to catch that every time. And so the Bearcat penalty on Burnett has 11 seconds until it releases, but now they'll have about 49 seconds on the power plays. So a huge opportunity for Lander late in this game. As they work it up to Canarella, who gets it past restraining down to Sukan. The penalty releases. Mickey Burnett back on the field. Lander likely going to move pretty quickly here with just 40 seconds on the power play. Here's Kelly. Kelly, oh, it's deflected and ends up in the stick of Riley Kirby. Riley Kirby's been everywhere for the Chargers. If you watched the earlier game, we saw Caitlin Traynor for the Saints as their defensive and clearing specialist. Well, that's Riley Kirby for the Chargers, and she has been phenomenal today.
Let's go, AB! Let's go, AB!
Bronson with Baker guarding her. Works it up to Fujinski. And the penalty releases. So we're back to even strength. It was a great opportunity for Lander. Unfortunately, they're unable to capitalize on the power play. And we'll see if the Chargers are able to extend their lead. As it's Finch curling around. Had Bronson and had Springer. Neither one able to catch it. Izzy Olsen picks up the ground ball. And she'll just put it in the stick of Kara Crosby. And the Bearcats go on the clear. So work it back to Autumn Husky. Her and Riley Kirby both phenomenal on the clears for their respective teams. And Husky, ooh, tough play there, but able to flip it to Casey Bronco in traffic. And Lander with another possession here. So we said it from the start, the defenses have been phenomenal all day. Barely any separation for the offenses. We'll see if that changes here. It's Ella Benson. Splits, now spins. Works it up to Bronco. And suffocating defense there, and the pass is intercepted. Sarah Cole picks it off right in front of the cage. And she'll work it up to Fujinski. And the Chargers go the other way very quickly. And Huntsville will call a timeout. So with 12:14 to play, we'll take the first break of this fourth quarter. The score still 8-7, Huntsville in front. We'll be back in a second, folks. Don't go anywhere.
We are explorers, pioneers, leaders. We are makers, visionaries, problem solvers. We are passionate, transformative. We are Chargers. Expand your horizons at UAH.
You've envisioned it before, your future. It's big and it's bold. Now, it's time to make it happen. Our experienced faculty and friendly staff work to provide a personalized and supportive academic experience that most institutions cannot match. Lander University offers fast, flexible, and affordable online and graduate programs for those who want to launch their career path to the next level. When you launch with Lander, the world will take notice. Learn more today at www.lander.edu.
All right, fans, out of the timeout here. Once again, the score, Huntsville 8, Lander sitting at 7. It'll be Huntsville ball in their offensive zone following the timeout. Picking it up is Noelle Coleman. Her and Courtney Barath up top, along with number 9, Ava Fujinski. 12:14 to play in the fourth quarter. A back-and-forth game from the start. Behind the net now, it's Bronson working it over to Springer. You got to think at some point Springer's going to free herself. She has been so shifty all day. You got to think she's going to have a big goal late in this one if the Chargers ultimately are able to win. So a foul called there. They're going to get Izzy Olsen off the field. They're going to get Olsen for a yellow card, a check to the head, so a 2-minute penalty. That's a big one for Huntsville. We'll see if they can capitalize and extend their lead back to 2. Once again, Barath working it down low to Bronson. Bronson looking for Cutter. She'll work it out to Sarah Cole. Cole with an inner stick on the near side, defers down low to Bronson. Bronson back up top this time. It's Coleman. Fujinski works it back to Bronson. Cutter's all over the place. They're going to get Autumn Husky, likely with an interference call there. And that'll set up Sarah Cole with a prime opportunity from the 8-meter mark here on the near side. Hey, if she can net this, that would be a huge finish. Nope, she's going to defer to Bronson. Bronson curling around the cage, throws a fake, and fires one top right past Kara Crosby. And a heads-up play by Sarah Cole. Instead of shooting from a low percentage angle, she waits for Bronson to come up, draws the defender, and then it's just Bronson and Crosby. Bronson's going to win that one 9 times out of 10. So with 11:24 to play, Huntsville now leads 9-7. But with how this game's gone, you know Lander is not out of it just yet. Not even close. So we'll once again see Finch and Haley Von Aken. Von Aken, of course, for Lander. Finch for the Chargers. The Chargers bench, the loudest we've heard it today. They are really getting up now as the tides have turned for them. Since being down 5-2 early in the second, they've outscored Lander 7-2 throughout the remainder of this game. A battle for the ball. Brooke Kelly able to pick it up. She'll work it on back to Canarella. Canarella looking for help. She is fouled by Springer. And we're going to get a green card on Isadora Springer. So a huge opportunity for Lander. They'll go on the power play once again. The ball hits the deck. Riley Kirby playing a little hockey to herself, and the Chargers call a well-timed timeout. Riley Kirby making her presence felt, forces a huge turnover, and a heads-up play by Coach Casper to call a timeout. So we'll take another break here. The score now Huntsville 9, Lander 7. We'll be back in a second, folks. All right, folks, so out of the timeout here, it'll be Chargers ball in the alley on the near side in their defensive zone. It'll be Shannon Finch looking to clear it. And Lander matching up on just about everyone in the defensive zone for Huntsville. They're double-teaming Finch, but leaving Courtney Barath wide open in the middle of the field, and now Autumn Husky is going to split between her and Sarah Cole. Oh, and Coach DeShill, some nice coaching here, even brings up Crosby to play a little defense. Finch working her way all the way across the middle of the field, able to beat 3 Lander players, and how about 2 more? Shannon Finch doing it herself. That is a huge clear for the Chargers. I mean, we've seen so many times that clear does not work out, and Shannon Finch just hustling her way through the entirety of the field. Started all the way near the goal line on the near side and brought it across the field to the far side. An excellent job by the Chargers. So they'll set up possession, just under 10 remaining on the penalty, so they'll get back to even strength in a second here. It's Fujinski as Springer comes back onto the field. 10 to play here in regulation. And Bronson, what are they going to say? Did she step out? No, they're going to say she was fouled. Interesting. So Bronson will just defer to Sarah Cole. Cole, another player that has been everywhere today for the Chargers. A great check by Autumn Husky, who forces the turnover, picks up the ground ball herself, and works it the other way. She'll defer to Gabrielle Canarella, but Autumn Husky, incredible job. And now a green card is going to be called on Sarah Cole. And another break for Lander. Feels like any time the Chargers have a chance to put it away, Autumn Husky forces a turnover. Just another great play out of her. And I don't think she's done just yet as Fergala gets it into the restraining box. Don't have to rush here if you're the Bearcats. Smith almost loses it, but Fergala able to pick it up. And, oh, Hamblin playing some great defense, but extends out a little far. We'll see as the ball rattles around who can pick it up. And what's going to be the foul call? They're going to say it's on Huntsville, so it'll be Lander ball. And Brooke Kelly with a prime opportunity from just in front of the cage from the 8-meter mark. And Kelly just took a second too long to shoot it. And Riley Kirby, how heads up of a play is that? Just waiting at the end line. If you're Kelly, you had a great opportunity, just took a split second too long to shoot it. And that forces the errant shot over the goal. But hey, if you're Coach Casper for Huntsville, you have to love having a player like Riley Kirby. What an intelligent decision to just sit at the end line. And another penalty kill by the Chargers. They have been fantastic in that department today. And they're going to try and wind some clock here and hopefully score a third goal to separate a bit. With the way this game's gone, anything can happen, but it seems like 3 goals would just about do it. So here's Cole. Works it down low. It's Bronson. Curling, oh, she had Springer for a second. Looks inside, Springer catches it, shoots just over the cage. Oh, couldn't have been a more open opportunity for Springer. Took a second too long, and this time the pass from Finch is finished by Maya Bronson. And Huntsville with a massive goal there. That's what happens when you stop 2 big power plays. You're going to get some good juju. And even though Springer couldn't finish her opportunity, Maya Bronson, off the pass from Shannon Finch, able to connect past Kara Crosby. It's now a 10-7 lead for Huntsville. So both sides pretty tired now. You can see them walking back to the center circle. This has been a battle from the minute the first whistle blew. And you got to think Flagler's keeping tabs on this game. As of now, they would face Huntsville, but hey, anything can happen. Like we said all throughout the game, it has been back and forth. This one goes up. Riley Kirby lost it for a second, but Isadora Springer, calm, cool, and collected, just sits over the ball and decides not to rush it, picks it up, weaves through traffic, and gets the ball behind the cage. Beautifully done by Isadora Springer. Now it's Cole up top. She'll defer to Coleman. Bronson defended by Baker. Has a step on her, defers up top to Sarah Cole. Now it's Fujinski. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Got to watch the cutters here as Bronson loves to feed. And I'm not sure what the call is here. Yeah, still no clarification on the call, but we stopped play and just continued from where we were at. So still Chargers ball, 35 on the shot clock. And now a foul against Lander. Looks like they're going to get Callaway Umstead on that call. So 6:50 to play here. This is a huge opportunity for Noelle Coleman and the Chargers. 3 goals is tough to come back from. 4 may just put it out of reach. Coleman brings it in, shoots, and is stuffed. Kara Crosby. A clutch save by Crosby, standing tall, Didn't bite on a single fake from Coleman and stuffs her. And that is a huge momentum swing as Crosby, it was all her and Coleman, and Crosby able to get Lander the ball back with just under 6.5 to play. So you don't need to rush, but if you're Flagler, you have to go a little faster than normal. It's Kayla Smith up top. Smith defended beautifully by Goodman. Smith looks like she had a step on her, but Goodman able to get back to her, and a great check there. Who else? Riley Kirby forcing the turnover. And Huntsville gets it back. They'll bring it up to Brianna Hamblin. And now Springer. Springer with plenty of energy. She's going downhill. Looks like she has an angle. Looks in front to Bronson. Oh, and Bronson just misses the net. And Annabeth Baker able to back that one up. There have been a couple of those that the Chargers have had one-on-one opportunities with the goalkeeper, Crosby, and Crosby's either stuffed them or they've gone over the cage. That is a huge break for the Bearcats. Now it's Tiana Hall. Hall taking it herself. Whizzes past Maya Bronson. And still with the ball in her stick. This time she'll get it out to Casey Bronco. So both teams with turnovers here. And now with 5 to play, still a 3-goal deficit for the Bearcats. Sukan acted like she wanted to shoot. Looks in front. The shot is good from Mickey Burnett. Sukan always looking to feed with a pinpoint pass to Mickey Burnett, who falling to the ground, able to just get enough on it and finish that one. Hey, folks, don't go anywhere. It's now a 2-goal game. Lander now trailing 10-8 with 4:54 to go here in regulation. And one of the more exciting games we've seen throughout all of Gulf South Conference play. We have a treat here in the tournament. This game has been phenomenal. Neither team given an inch. So it's Finch and Von Aken. What else is new? Olsen and Husky out wide for the Bearcats. It's Cole and Kirby for the Chargers. Husky unable to pick up that ground ball. Sarah Cole takes it from her. And a huge draw control for the Chargers. You had to think Lander was going to get going downhill, and if they score another one, they have all the momentum. So you want to stop any sort of momentum that they can have. Here's Fujinski, guarded by Canarella. Izzy Olsen playing some excellent defense on Noelle Coleman. Now it's Fujinski, and she'll work it out to the far side. The Chargers in no rush, trying to work some clock and then get a good opportunity. And the ball is lost, rattles around, and is able to be picked up by Noelle Coleman. Still over 30 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time for the Chargers. Under 4 to play in regulation. You got to think they're going to start to go now. Here's Springer. So this time it's Finch. You got to watch those cutters into the crease area. Finch looking it that way. Oh, and there's Springer. Springer throws a few fakes, finishes it past Crosby. And what a possession from Huntsville. Use up 84 seconds of clock. And it's Isadora Springer. We said her name earlier. We said if they were going to put this one away, they needed a big goal from her. And none bigger than that so far as Springer extends the lead back to 4. It's 11-8, or excuse me, back to 3. It's 11-8, Huntsville out in front. If everything holds true as it is right now, it'll be Huntsville playing Flagler here at noon on Sunday for the championship. We'll see if Lander can net 3 goals in a matter of 3 minutes, 26 seconds. There is more than enough time for that to happen. Got to win the draw. It rattles around. Olsen unable to pick it up, and it's picked up by Sarah Cole. Sarah Cole with some clutch ground balls late in this game. And it's Charger ball as Autumn Husky is going to get called for a foul there. That's a dangerous check. She'll be called for a yellow card, so now it'll be a 2-minute penalty for Huntsville. Things are looking dire for the Bearcats now. Husky knew she had to make a play there. A bit aggressive, but if she was able to land that check, she would have been going the other way with a full head of steam. So the Chargers with a full shot clock and 2 minutes of a power play. 3:07 to go here in regulation. You got to think they're just going to work it around here, work some clock, and then hopefully put this one away with one final goal. If you're the Bearcats, you need to force a turnover here. If you let them wind it down all the way to a minute and a half, 3 goals, not impossible, very challenging, especially considering the defense from Huntsville. You can't say enough about the coaching from Huntsville. I mean, the adjustments they made at the end of the second quarter going into halftime, they came out of the half firing with 3 straight goals to take a 2-goal lead at that point. And it's been all Huntsville since then. Landers hung in there very nicely, but Huntsville showing why they're the number 2 seed. Springer works it out to Fujinski. Fujinski going down the alley, works behind the cage to Bronson. Under 25 on the shot clock. Here's Cole. Face dodge, brilliant, and she finishes. Sarah Cole doing it all, winning the draws, and that time throws a beautiful face dodge. Works her way past the defense and able to beat Kara Crosby stick side high. And that's going to just about do it. It's now 12-8 Huntsville in front with 1:55 to play. And like we said, the coaching from Huntsville has been phenomenal. Really, the coaching both ways. The adjustments both of them have made. First coach to Schill. The adjustments from the big loss against Huntsville started off this game. It was all Lander. And then Huntsville knew they were facing a very different team than they faced back on April 20th. And so Coach Casper does a nice job of changing things up. And Huntsville has capitalized on many of their opportunities here in the second half. This one goes up. And we're going to have a quick little timeout here on the field, just figuring out timing of the penalty. So for those at home, just some questions going on with the remaining time in the penalty. So it looks like everything's worked out now. Just a quick meeting of the minds here over on the sideline. And it looks like we're going to do another draw. This time, instead of Von Aiken, it'll be Alyssa Sukan for the Bearcats. Bearcats need 4 goals in a matter of a minute 55. Very possible, but very challenging. So we're set. Oh, and somebody went early. Yeah, they're going to say... Yeah, they were going to say Megan Robertson went early for the Chargers. Coach DeShill's going to call a timeout for the Bearcats. So with 1:50 to play here, it's Huntsville 12, Lander 8. We're just about to wrap up this contest and send one of these teams to the final against Flagler. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back to wrap this one up shortly.
We are explorers, pioneers, leaders. We are makers, visionaries, problem solvers. We are passionate, transformative. We are Chargers. Expand your horizons at UAH.
You've envisioned it before, your future. It's big and it's bold. Now, it's time to make it happen. Our experienced faculty and friendly staff work to provide a personalized and supportive academic experience that most institutions cannot match. Lander University offers fast, flexible, and affordable online and graduate programs for those who want to launch their career path to the next level. When you launch with Lander, the world will take notice. Learn more today at www.lander.edu.
All right, fans, so we're out of the timeout now. Possession is with Lander. They're in their offensive zone with 1:50 to play, down 4. So we'll see what Coach DeShill has cooked up for this possession. They have to go quickly here. Likely going to be a lot of Sukan. Sukan looking for cutters, has nobody. Ella Benson with it now. And that's already 15 seconds off the clock. No moves have been made. Here's, Tori Kelly unable to finish there. No foul given. And going the other way is Goodman. Great check by Sukan. Able to work that one free. And the ball ends up in who else? Sarah Cole's stick. And Cole going the other way. And she bounces one across the field. A brilliant decision, honestly. She had no one to go to. And it ends up with Shannon Finch, who now bounces one over to Fujinski. The Chargers playing pinball and doing it well. And they grant Huntsville the timeout here with 53.7 to play. So they are going to grant the timeout to the Chargers. So once again, 53.7 seconds left in regulation. We'll take another timeout here before we wrap up the second semifinal game here at Flagler. All right, fans, so out of the timeout here, once again, it's 12-8. Huntsville leads Lander. Huntsville took a timeout. They're just going to try and wind down this clock. And you need some hustle here as Shannon Finch is just going to run around the field. And now she'll work it out to Maya Bronson. So a nice job by Huntsville working out this clock. They have a wide open net. They're not even trying to score. Why bother? 30 seconds remaining, so looks like it'll be Huntsville taking on Flagler Sunday at noon on this very turf. Looking ahead a bit, but those teams met back on April 13th. Flagler was able to win that one 18-8, but if we've learned anything from today, that does not matter. Lander lost by 8 to Huntsville and played an incredible game, nearly beating them. Huntsville able to pull away at the end. And the horn sounds, so the Chargers are going to the Gulf South Conference Final. Once again, they'll take on Flagler at noon on Sunday. For Lander, what a valiant effort. Both teams played fantastic lacrosse today. Lander's going to be going home, but they got to keep their heads high because they played a phenomenal game, both offensively, defensively, and especially considering they were missing their leading scorers. So a big congratulations to the Chargers of Huntsville. This is where we leave you, folks. We'll be back tomorrow for the Flagler men's game and then Sunday for the championship of the Gulf South Conference tournament. We'll see you then.